we are the one directly being bullied in the West Philippine Sea. And we will be targeted almost certainly if there's going to be an invasion of Taiwan, ipso facto, because we're a U.S. ally. So again, I completely understand that we should not be a pawn for any superpower. We should not be just a forward deployment base for Americans. I always say we should not be the Pearl Harbor of America in a potential new Cold War with China or worse. I agree with all of that. But the thing is, we are almost helpless here. We have nothing to match what China is doing in the South China Sea and potentially what China could do if they occupy Taiwan. So either through our allies or more directly, we have to signal to China that we also have some options and some cards to play. And as I said, remember, my argument always was it's about balance of forces, but also leverage. So indirectly, we can tell the Chinese that, okay, if you don't want us to allow the Americans to have more of these weapon systems deployed, if you don't want us to get HIMARS and other weapon systems from Americans, if you don't want us to give more access to Americans, who knows, potentially to Mavulis, if not Pagasa, of course, theoretically, then maybe you also have to do something good in return. So the thing is this, the diplomacy doesn't work with China or any country like that if you have no leverage. So in my opinion, while there's always a little risk and China is going to make noise, but this could give us a certain degree of leverage. And by the way, South Korea in the past also had a similar problem with China when they actually allowed THAAD missile systems to be deployed there in South Korea permanently in the US bases in South Korea, close to the borders of China. There was a lot of back and forth, but eventually South Korea got its way despite some diplomatic tensions. That's already South Korea. That's already next to China's borders. So I think as much as we have to be not agents provocateurs or pawns of America, we should also not be oversensitive to whining and Karen diplomacy, and at the same time think about proper balance of forces. We have very few cards to play, so it's always good to have an additional card up our sleeves.